In this video, I finally ride the Beaulieu Monorail, but that's not all. We're actually going to have a go at driving the monorail today, so huge apologies if you came on the 27th of November and found the monorail out of service in the morning. It's because I was mucking about with it. But we're also going to explore how this incredible device, or devices, there's two of them, works. And we're even going to get a chance to see them all split down so we can see behind the scenes. The best bit is we are going to go through the motor museum. So this is just our test lap. We're just making sure everything's all right, there's nothing on the line that shouldn't be on the line. So this is the station. There is only one station. This is where you can board the monorail. That was the Top Gear display. Station number 1. We're not stopping today. And this is where the monorail goes into the National Motor Museum through this little opening here. So we can take in the sights and sounds. There's the station just over there. The Brabazon restaurant. In we go. And suddenly we are in a car museum. Rover 75 down there, Sunbeam, Talbot, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and then over the other side we've got land speed cars, the Sunbeam that's been rebuilt, twin engined, Formula 1 cars, all part of your admission to the National Motor Museum. And then we are out the other side. We continue along the way. So the reason there's a monorail here is because Lord Montagu was friends with Billy Butlin, and Butlin's had two monorails, one at Skegness I think and one at Minehead, and Lord Montagu saw these and thought, that's really good, I must have one. So Butlin's effectively built the monorail for him and the original cars, and ran it for the first few years, and then said, right, you're on your own now. So now all the maintenance is done by the workshop team here. I'm sorry my voice is a bit shaky. Not the smoothest of rides, which you'll see why very soon, but I'll also tell you how there are bits of Ford Sierra in this car now. So how do you actually drive the monorail? Stan here is going to show me, so we can find out together. Let's go. So here we are in the cab with Stan. So how do you drive a monorail?
Well, it's very straightforward really. There's not many controls.
No.
You have a handbrake here, which we will release. Mm-hmm. You have a foot brake here, and we have the main motor control, or tram controller as we call it, complete with dead man's handle.
Right.
Is this big lever here. And what this lever does is inside here there's a drum of copper contacts, and you switch resistances in this box behind it here, which limits the power to the motor. It's all 110 DC, so it's very straightforward. So what do you want to do if you want to go forwards? You have 6 speeds forward, and you have 6 speeds reverse. Not that we ever use 6 speeds.
I know, it generally goes one way. Yeah.
So when you want to select a gear forwards, you would push the handle down, and this is the dead man's handle aspect of it. So should anything happen and you collapse in here,
it cuts the power.
That cuts the power off.
Yeah.
Like any train, any tram of the period, basically, because this is what it is. It is tram controls. So what we would do is hold it down and then pull it forward into the first notch, second notch, third notch, all the way around to 6th when we're going uphill. Most of the time we're in second and third, going through the museum and on the level.
Well, yeah, people don't exactly want to rush, do they?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it is a kilometre, so the slower it goes, people get to see more. The only trouble is if you go too slow,
can't get up the hills.
Not so much that, is the resistance is high, so the heat generated becomes...
I did notice it's quite warm in this cab. Yeah.
And the slower you go, the hotter it gets. And if you go too slow, it will cook the resistor box.
Undesirable.
Which you do not want to do.
So
we use various speeds around the track. In this box here, is the main control gear and the main contactor. So the 110 DC comes into here, and is controlled by the tram controller. Should for some reason Deadman's handle kicks in, you'll notice there will be a big clunk and possibly a flash. Pull it round into its first gear position without operating the Deadman's handle, the contactor will drop out. You just get that flash and that big clunk.
Yeah.
So you have to push
it
back into neutral, and then the contactor will drop back in.
Oh, beautifully mechanical, isn't it?
Very mechanical.
Yeah. One thing that I hadn't fully appreciated is this thing is very, very small. Whether you're getting into the back of it or the front here, it's all very, very compact and cosy.
Well, yeah, it's. I can't remember how many. I think it's like, is it 50 people we can? I
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a lot of people.
Double-decker bus size, you know.
Right. So before we go anywhere, may I operate the windscreen wiper?
You may.
Is it that button?
It's the one that says wiper.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you're going to park it yourself.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's no self-parking.
Yeah, we've got big eyes as well because they now have faces.
They both have faces.
Yeah.
This is Mary. We're driving at the moment.
Well, hello, Mary.
Monty is in its annual overhaul.
Yeah, we'll be having a look at that in a bit. But yeah, you get the best view in the house from here, that's for sure, and certainly the warmest.
Yeah, there's a window on the side there which we take out in the summer because it does get very warm in here.
I can imagine. That's just from all the electrical gubbins.
Yeah. But this time of year it's quite nice to have a bit of warmth
Yeah.
off the resistor box.
Right then, how do we make it go?
Right, so as I said, you've got to operate the Deadman's handle.
So you've got to push that down.
You've got to push that down and then pull it firmly to the 1 position. Don't go slow, go straight into one. Straight to 1, that's it. And now into 2.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's it. Nice firm operation, because if you
Yeah.
go slowly, when the copper contacts come close together, they arc and they'll burn away. So you've got to be very positive with it. So now you've got to hold that handle down.
Yep.
Do not let it up.
Get good arm muscles on this
You
team.
will get used to it after about 10 years. So now we're going to go round this corner. We're now heading towards the museum. We've driven over a switch which has opened the doors to the museum.
Oh wow.
Hopefully.
Well, I know where the brake is if not.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Austin. Is that the heavy 12.4 down
That's the 12.4. Yeah,
there?
you've
Drove
driven that
last
haven't
time
you?
I was here.
Yeah. So now we're going to enter the museum. Bottom right-hand corner of the door, you'll see a green signal.
Oh yeah. So we're all good to continue.
So we're good to continue. The door is open. We're now driving through the museum.
Wow, here we go. And if you're wondering, as I was before this visit, what do you do on a rainy day? Surely all the water falls off the tram all over the lovely cars.
It does.
It does a bit, but there is a mechanism to try and catch that, which we'll show you a bit later on.
Yeah. It traps most of it, but there will still be water dropping down.
Yeah, look at that.
It's
Lovely view.
it's only rainwater, so exiting the museum, green signal.
Yeah. So how many people have you got for driving the monorail?
Varies throughout the year. We employ a lot of students throughout the summer. There's a hardcore group of staff on the front of house team.
This does feel quite weird. We are quite high up and there's just this single rail that we're following around.
If we just push it back to 1 for a minute.
Slow down for the bend.
That's right. We're now coming round the bend. And we're coming into what's called the walled garden. Through a wall here, this is hole in the wall, or it's all covered in ivy at the moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hole in the wall. Marvellous.
And then, as you can see, we've got the walled garden.
So is this where the second station used to be?
This is where the second station used to be, yeah.
Well, got to be said, we're going along at a nice little pace.
That's
Still
right, and we're only in the first notch at the moment. So this is the position of South Station as it was.
Yeah.
All the electrical gear has been put down into that little cabin down there. So we can go back to second notch now.
Yeah, we need a bit more because we're going uphill again.
And now we're entering the kitchen garden, the other side of the path.
Yeah.
Palace
Lovely.
house is to our left.
Sticking to?
Sticking to for the moment. We're going to be going downhill again now.
Okay.
We'll just leave it in 2. We're now coming into the siding area where we do our maintenance.
Yeah.
And on the right hand side is the second train, Monty, that we're overhauling at the moment.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that. And, well, it's spread out at the moment, this one.
It's all over the grounds and the workshop at the moment.
Oh, yeah, warming up nicely in here now. Oh, I hadn't realised how steep this gradient is.
And now 5th,
Oh, now we're really going for it.
and we'll go for 6th.
Full steam ahead.
Okay, now back to 5th, and 4th, and 3rd. Quite a tight corner here.
Yeah. Staying first.
Stay in 3rd. If you look at your right hand mirror,
Oh, yeah.
when the train is straight, you'll go up through the notches again.
We are straight.
And
5th.
4th,
Oh, 4th.
5th,
5th.
6th,
Oh, gosh, yeah, there's the kick. Motoring along.
and 5th, 4th, 3rd,
One group of school children enjoying the monorail going past.
we're just coming into North Station now. We've got a green signal, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Right, we go to 2nd, and 1st. And we'll use the and 1st on neutral.
Oh, we're in
sorry. We'll let the train slow itself down. Be prepared with a foot brake.
I think we're going to be alright, aren't we?
We should be alright. If we get it right, we should be able to coast to exactly the right spot. Well, 6 inches or so.
Oh, close. Not bad for a first attempt.
Yeah.
Wow. So that is the magic of the monorail from the captain's seat. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I'm pleased to say that it has all mod cons, including central locking. Which
Central locking,
is, yeah,
which is these 4 buttons here.
Is that one per car, effectively?
1 per carriage, yeah. So front carriage, second carriage, third carriage, fourth carriage.
Because, yeah, you don't really want people jumping out. But I was surprised to learn that all this metalwork is fairly recent in addition. So originally it didn't have doors, it didn't have the bars. So you very much had to keep in the carriage at all times. So I think a bit of safety, probably a
It
wise
certainly
idea.
helped.
So I promised you a look around one that's slightly in pieces, and this is the one. This is Monty, the second unit, in for its winter overhaul. So the bodies have been removed from the chassis down here. We can see one of these in the workshop as well, the lead one. And these are the bogies. So we can go and have a closer look at those. So here we are. The chassis go between the bogies, and you'll notice the braking system is entirely hydraulic. Just kept it nice and simple, and this is the secret to its success. It uses these rollers to stay on track, quite literally, and steer it around the bends. It's a fascinating thing, but this is most interesting. This is the actual drive unit, minus the electric motor, which sits on top, and as I mentioned, it has a Ford Sierra differential. So they're actually looking to upgrade because they're getting harder to find now. But a particularly intriguing bit of kit is this little pump here. It's belt driven, and this pump brings oil to the nose bearing of the diff, because obviously a Sierra diff doesn't normally go at that angle. So electric motor brings the power down, it goes through the diff to this remarkable chain drive. So it has been upgraded a fair bit over the years, but fundamentally still a very simple, very mechanical system. See the adjusters for the chain tension, and then when it drives around it also powers the alternator, which powers the signalling system because it has the safety override, and also lights and wipers. So there you go, this is the bits of the monorail you don't normally get to see. Here in fact comes the monorail. Here comes Mary, but we were driving earlier. So through it comes. The motor is in that bit there. Now you know what that bit is all about. There we go. So power is transmitted via these things here. We're quite safe. This is in a siding, deactivated, 110 volts direct current. It's picked up by two little brushes that apparently were manufactured in Wales, and takes motor power up to the motor via the controllers up front. So it's just fascinating, very solid, very simple, but very effective engineering. And these are still the original carriages, made in glass fibre over plywood, and 50 years later still going great guns, recently refurbished and repainted for their 50th year. But yeah, I love the artwork inside as well. I've got the outspan orange and the bus, which is actually a Ford K series lorry. Might have to do something on that another time. And the Peel P50 there, chasing a Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. What a lovely scene. The reason this one is in pieces is all part of the standard November overhaul. It will be up and running again in time for Christmas, because they always like, really at the busier times, to have two of these ready to go. So if one has problems, another one can take over. So fascinating insight into the Beaulieu Monorail. So there we go, that was the Beaulieu Monorail. Absolutely fascinating system. It's been here since 1974. It is the oldest surviving monorail system in the UK. Built by Butlins all those years ago, and still going on. I don't think anyone involved in the early 70s would have predicted that. But it's just wonderful, and you should definitely come and have a ride. It is free, included in your ticket, to visit Beaulieu, along with a ride on the old vintage bus. So huge thanks to Beaulieu for letting me do this here at the National Motor Museum. Do come and visit, and don't forget you can also head to the Hubnut store and buy lovely merchandise. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Bye. Monty.